Ask Reddit thread. Redditors, what is something that non-Redditors will never understand? When you want to mention something in a conversation that you saw on Reddit, but don't want to explain what Reddit is to them, so you either don't bother mentioning it, or come up with something else to call it. That's when you say, I Reddited an article. 99% of the people won't question the source after that. I read it in an article. Isn't that why it's called Reddit? Yes. Source, I read it. Holy shit, I'm slow. Reddit an article. Oh, I haven't talked about Reddit in forever to other people. Most of the people I talk to know what Reddit is, though. But back in the day when I used to have a job at a place with a whole bunch of people who weren't nerds, I think that's the exact thing I would use. I read it in an article. My go-to is, I was reading an article online and the comments they were discussing works well enough. So I was browsing these dank memes. What? Dank memes. What? Jet fuel can't melt dank memes. That's really fucking funny. There doesn't seem to be anything here is what did it for me. Alright, let's go into the next thread. Why reading the news without context is irrelevant in today's age. Hell yes, how can you possibly expect to fully understand the scope of something without reading other people's take on the story? My mother and I got into a debate on the McKinney cop slamming the 14-year-old girl. So I asked her if she saw the video. She said that she hadn't and she didn't want to. She heard about it on Hannity or Limbaugh or something like that. WTF? People out there have no idea what's really going on. I feel like that as a citizen of Dallas and someone who frequents the area of McKinney, it's my duty to chime in and give people some context to what actually happened. But nope, most people formulate an opinion after reading a paragraph or two and don't care to change it. I saw that video not more than 20 minutes ago. I appreciate people like you who give context. I noticed soon after starting Reddit how many stories I read only told half-truths or the author's very limited scope of the truth. For example, someone would talk about a breakthrough in science, and it sounds amazing, but then Reddit will have a couple of people in that field explain how the benefits are actually limited and to not go bonkers over it. Yeah, that's like every single breakthrough in science that happens on Reddit. Another prime example right now is MERS, where some media outlets make it sound like it's nothing and others like it's the Black Death. Reddit has plenty of people, expats, Koreans, journalists, bioexperts, etc., who can give you the real lowdown on who is credible and who is not. Keep strong, dude. If my mom listened to Limbaugh, I don't know what I'd do with myself. You'd do what we all do. Keep your damn mouth shut at family events. Yeah, someone in a scientific field, science news stories always irk me, as I try to make every story that is interesting on its own into some huge breakthrough. Now, it's not generally how science works. It's small steps for the most part, and by putting out headlines like Cuban lung cancer vaccine to begin usage in U.S., or any other overhyped, underexplained headline, it makes people lose interest in science after a while when all those crazy headlines they read never end up living up to the hype. It is a big disservice to the scientific community. There's a huge chance that I've already seen that picture / meme / sob story, probably a good week before you tried to show it to me. My girlfriend does this shit. She sends me a picture or a meme she saw on Facebook and asks why I didn't laugh. Probably because I saw that shit a week ago. Step up your game. Did you call her out for being a shitlord repost karma / regular whore? Because you should. Bonus points if they try to show you a sob story that makes them sad and you read the exact same story and that happened. I think the main reason I still use Facebook is to act unbearably smug when that happens. How ridiculous the YouTube comment section looks. Seriously, I go in once in a while and it seems like a mass parody. Le Reddit army has arrived. To anyone who does this, I hate you so much. I want to seriously doubt that anyone from Reddit really does that, though. Please be trolls, please be trolls. I always assumed they were trolls. It feels to me like nowadays it's mostly trolls using neckbeards as a profile picture and thinking they're very funny and original. As people have pointed out, they may very well have always been trolls, and I was just too stupid to notice. I just feel like they've been getting more and more obvious. YouTube comments are hell. Not only Redditors use YouTube, though. Man, that's gay. Gets dropped on a daily basis. As someone who makes a living from YouTube, I can confirm this statement. There's this extension for your browser. I'll have to find it sometime on Chrome, but it makes your YouTube comments change to Reddit's comments. Pretty neat. I love it. Alien Tube. Make sure you disable extensions like Disconnect or Ghostly for this to work. Alternatively, you can enable tracking for Reddit to YouTube so you don't have to fully disable blocker extensions. Let's see. I just came here to vent my disappointment that my corresponding post, non-Redditors, what is something that Redditors will never understand, failed to get comments and upvotes. Wrong crowd. It would have gone over well in shitty Askreddit. Oh, wow. I haven't been there in a while. Have I ever been there? Not on Chrome. I record all these on Chrome. How to eat a standard wooden door in 365 days. Oh, I remember that thread. I hear the best thing to do is like to cut it up into pieces and put it into your food. What? Care to explain? There was an Askreddit thread some time ago called, if you had to eat a door in 365 days, how would you do it? They got to Askreddit front page and became meta, door without metal pieces. Some time ago equals 1 month ago, which is true on Reddit. Yeah, I remember that. That was an interesting thread. Maybe I'll read it in one of these. Commenting what you think is an average comment before you go to sleep and waking up to 1,000 karma and 100 replies. Or maybe when a silly mockery of XXX, what is something that YYY will never understand, turns out to be the most popular post you ever made. We did it, Reddit. The reverse is worse. When you put a shit ton of effort into a comment, going to all the trouble to research it, properly crafted, and just polish it into the perfect reply that not only explains something, but also does it in what you believe to be an original and clever way, and wake up the next day to find it stuck at 1 karma, and was all for nothing, while the comment you put no effort to at all and just did for shits and giggles got thousands of karma, several gold, and loads of comments about how it was well written and absolutely brilliantly put together. Not that I hate the acknowledgement, but it sucks to get it for something which really took no effort. How much free time they have in their lives to go out and enjoy the world. It's cool, man. We have /outside for that. The world. You speak funny, man. Never name any of your children Chad or Kevin. Oh, the Kevin stories are funny. I wonder if someone will link them. Is Kyle Kevin or Kevin? Yeah, of course they're all saying Kevin. The Kevin stories is just about this kid named Kevin from an Askreddit thread who was... He and his parents were like seriously just retarded. 2-dick guy / guy with broken arms and his mother. Okay, no. How much of a dumb fuck Kevin is. You're just too good for $11, mister. I wonder if someone will... who's the dumbest person you've ever met? Okay, here. I think I might actually read this on here just because the Kevin stories are hilarious. Who's the dumbest person you've ever met? Back in high school, a guy named Kevin was arguing with me, and anyone who would listen saying that STDs are prevented by having sex. Okay, where are all the Kevin stories? Ah, here it is. Holy shit, 17,000 views? I mean, upvotes? That's a ton. Okay, this is hilarious. It's not uncommon as a teacher to have students who are a bit behind the curve in certain aspects, but 99.9% of the time they are keen on something. They might not understand how to identify a noun or what the theme is, but they somehow know how to make a mean plate of nachos. You learn pretty quick not to judge fish for their tree climbing ability, you know? I thought this was the rule when I was teaching until I met Kevin. Kevin isn't his real name, but it doesn't matter because he can't spell it anyway. Kevin was a student of mine during my last year of teaching. He came to my classroom with very little to show from his academic past. He had moved a few times and thus was missing a lot of typical test scores that we usually try and ballpark their ability. Don't worry, it was a ballpark. We didn't make major decisions until we actually had a chance to talk and work with a student for a bit. I thought, that's fine, I'll just do some one-on-one with Kevin and see what's up. One-on-one with Kevin was like conversing with someone who'd forgotten everything at a freak, if not impossible, amnesia accident. There was no evidence that he had learned anything past the 2nd grade, and now he was in 9th grade. Flabbergasted, I figured we needed to get more serious with this. If he was going to be in my class, I needed to know why and how. I decided to meet with him, his guidance counselor, his parents, and another teacher to see what was really going on. This is where it all became clear. It was by some incredible fluke that his family hadn't been wiped off the face of the earth years ago. Odds are his entire heritage was based on a blind luck of some type of sick divine intervention that saves his family every time a threat presents itself. Kevin was the genetic pinnacle of this null achievement. Even my instructional lead, a woman who could find a redeeming trait in a Balrog, failed to see any reason this kid or his family should be alive today. So here's a list of the events that made it abundantly clear that God exists, and he's laughing uncontrollably. Kevin frequently forgot where/when class was on more than one occasion. I had to retrieve him from other classrooms. Kevin ate an entire 24-pack of crayons, puked, and then did it again the next day. This is 9th grade. I have no idea where he got crayons. Kevin's dad wrote tuition checks and mailed them to me. His English teacher. This was a public school. When I gave it back to Kevin, voided to give to his dad with a brief note explaining that this is a public school, Kevin got in trouble for trying to spend it at a 7-Eleven after school. Kevin was removed from the culinary arts program after leaving a cutting board on the gas stove and starting a fire. Twice. Kevin threw his lunch at the school resources officer and tried to run away. He ran to a door and insisted it wasn't him. Kevin stole my phone during class. I called it. It rang. He denied that it was ringing. Not that it wasn't his. Not that he did it. No, he denied the phone was actually ringing. He tried it 3 times before the end of the year. Kevin called the basketball coach a motherfucking bitch during gym. Basketball tryouts were that afternoon. Kevin tried out. It didn't go well. Kevin's mom could never remember which school he went to. She missed several meetings because she drove to other schools, none of which he ever went to. Kevin tased himself in the neck before a football game. Kevin kept a bottle of orange Kool-Aid in his backpack for about 2 months. He thought it would turn into alcohol. He drank it during homeroom and threw up. Kevin say the N-word a lot. Kevin was white. The high school was 84% black. Kevin got beat up a lot. Kevin stole another student's iPhone and tried to sell it back to them. Kevin didn't understand that his grade was dependent on tests, quizzes, homework, classroom, and participation. Kevin finished his first semester with a 3% average. He tried to bribe me with $11. Kevin spit on a girl and said, You should get out of those wet clothes. The girl was a Spanish student teacher. Kevin didn't know dogs and cats were different animals. Kevin tried to download porn into a computer in the library, at the circulation desk, while he was logged on. Kevin asked a girl to prom. He was in 9th grade and freshmen don't go to prom, by asking for her phone number and then texting her his address. Kevin got gum in his hair, constantly. Kevin regularly tried to cheat on assignments by knocking the pile over, grabbing one before I had picked them all up, and then writing his name on it wherever there was room. Kevin had several allergies, but neither his parents nor he could remember what they were. They were very concerned that the holiday party in high school, we don't have those, would have peanuts. When they finally got a doctor's note, he was allergic to amoxicillin. Kevin and his parents took a trip to Nassau. How the fuck did they even get airline tickets? And forgot all their luggage at home. I didn't believe him when he told me until I talked to his mom, whom told me first thing when I saw her at the bi-weekly meeting. Kevin's grandfather apparently died in a chainsaw accident. I can only assume God was looking the other way that day. Alright, that's the Kevin story. The joy of a crammed inbox. It pisses me off to no end when any other website, but on Reddit, that people acknowledge my presence on this website and took their time to react to whatever I have posted. This makes me feel very good, even if the people don't agree with me. Well, blah, blah, blah. They'll never get why we sit on our phones for hours, occasionally expelling air through our noses at slightly higher velocities. I literally did that as I read this comment. Meta. That is so meta, even this acronym. Tism-eta. The boredom when you can't enjoy anything that your friends share on Facebook because you already saw it 2 days ago on Reddit. The button. I tried to explain the button to someone the other day. It just doesn't work. The button is stupid. How posting on a website with millions of daily users somehow makes you a member of some exclusive and secret club. First rule about Reddit. Don't talk about Reddit. Yeah, you like that, you fucking retard. Made the mistake of saying that in public around some friends, and the looks I got were not humorous. On the other hand, after explaining the context, I introduced a few to Reddit. Okay, I don't even get that. I haven't been on Reddit 6 years. I don't know what you're referring to. Some guy had a girlfriend who liked to dirty talk, but he wasn't too good at it. Tried anyway. Yeah, you like that? You fucking retard. Okay, that's funny. Karma. Why do you care about imaginary internet points? Ask them. When you play video games, are you trying to win or lose? How do you win? Imaginary points. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. If you care about karma. The look of disgust on your face when someone offers you a Jolly Rancher. Ugh. Fuck the Jolly Rancher story. References to jumper cables. Reddit gold. Meh, I had it before. Really didn't care too much about it. It's like, whatever. Seriously, Reddit, you gilded me for this? I totally deserve this, though. Thank you. Communities. Global communities of anything you can think of. Oh, like a Facebook page? Kind of. Except everyone can post to it. Street Lamp Le Mousse. Jesus Christ, that story is a roller coaster. Skepticism. People I know who don't Reddit tend to believe most anything they see. But thanks to Reddit, I know that even if 5,000 people upvoted something, it doesn't make it factual or even good. It just means that the karma train took off and the fuck it. I don't even know what it means. A lot of dumb shit gets upvoted. Edit. There it is. That's what people don't Reddit will never understand. They'll never know the pain of watching your well thought out, carefully constructed comment get downvoted into oblivion while seeing, dang girl, those boobs dough, rise to number one comment. Oh. That's funny. That's so true. And random shit just gets upvoted to the top. And that most news stories have some kind of other hidden sign to it that you should floss. It's pronounced a Pennsylvania cheese. When does the narwhal bacon? Ugh. Midnight. That's such a stupid story. A guy I knew actually asked an IT friend of mine that question once to see if he used Reddit. It hurt my soul. The guy asking also had a Reddit sticker on his car. Oh my god. Oh good god. I had completely forgotten about that. I remember asking my girlfriend to ask someone she knew because she seemed like a Redditor. He called me a Reddit fag. Okay, so why does an narwhal bacon? That's basically a thread from this Askreddit thing, I think, where a guy thought someone else was from Reddit, and he's like, hey, we should make up a secret code word to identify ourselves to other Redditors. And the thing was, when does the narwhal bacon? And the answer is at midnight. So, if you ever have someone ask you, when does the narwhal bacon, you just say midnight, and then they know you're a Redditor. That's really stupid. About 5 years ago, as long as I can remember, and look at my account age, it's been basically an anti-thing. I don't think anyone uses it anymore. That's because it's really dumb. I think Reddit has destroyed linear posting forums like, say, 4chan or Civ5 Fanatics or what you have you. Reddit's commenting platform works well and makes it easy to follow the conversation. Reddit is the absolute worst place to have a discussion. If you don't show up at just the right time, then what you have to say won't be heard or acknowledged. At best, you'll get one or two people who engage in conversation with you, and even that is rare. The humor. Some of the humor on Reddit is incredible, and it's almost as if everyone exclusively has the same sense of humor. Very clever. Seriously, I love it when I come across a comment section filled with perfectly placed / timed humor, and each comment plays off the previous. There are a few things that make me laugh, like a well-formed thread of Reddit comments and cat gifs. Well, that's true. You see those all the time. Why Jenny is a bitch. What was the one where she cheated on her husband and the story turned out to be fake? I don't know. Why I can't keep a straight face whenever I meet someone named Kevin. That's funny. Fucking Kevin. There's a kid from China at my school named Kevin. He hasn't said a single word all year and communicates with head nods and dirty looks. All I ever think about now is the story of Kevin. All Kevins are fucked up. The significance of Reddit gold. Let's see, how long is this? Ooh, almost 20 minutes. Okay, I think that's enough. Spent a lot of time reading the Kevin story.